Hello, Luke Michael Howard, clinical hypnotist and owner of Luke Hypnosis. And I'm here with one of my former clients, Sharon, today, and I helped Sharon overcome smoking. She stopped smoking. Sharon, how long ago was it that we actually did our work together?
November the 3rd, 4 years ago, four and a
Well,
half years ago.
hey, wow, over 4.5 years ago. Hey, it was a long time. And what was it? What was it that caused you to book with me initially?
I saw you online and I thought I'd give it a try because nothing else had worked for me.
Yeah, and this was to stop smoking, right?
Yes,
And remind me, how many cigarettes were you smoking a day when we first met?
a pack, at least a pack a day.
Wow, so at least 25 plus cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
And what was happening in your life around that point that caused you to reach out to me and give me a call for some help?
Well, because I had had a heart attack and I had open heart surgery and I had to quit smoking.
Wow, yeah, it's pretty serious, eh?
Yes.
And what had you tried up until that point to stop smoking?
I tried laser.
Mm,
I tried the patch. I tried Champex. I went to a group hypnosis.
wow.
Yeah, and the laser I tried like 3 times.
Really, eh?
Yeah,
And so you weren't just sitting on your butt doing nothing. You were actually out there, like actually actively looking for ways to stop.
exactly.
And none
Yes.
of that stuff worked for you. Is that right?
No, none.
And you had even tried hypnosis, but in a group session before.
In a group session,
And
yeah.
even that didn't work.
No,
So,
did not.
so given that you tried all that stuff and you'd even tried hypnosis in group, um, what was it? What was it that you were expecting you and I to do? What were you looking for when you found me?
I don't know what I was looking for, but when I talked to you on the phone, I got some good vibes, and then I booked my appointment. And we didn't know if it was going to take 2 sessions or one, but it only took one session. That's
Sorry for
it.
that.
One session, and it was good. I never smoked again.
So one session, and I know I'm not supposed to ask a lady this, but so if you don't want to answer, you don't have to. How old were you when we first met?
72. I just
Sev-
turned, yeah, I just turned 77 last Saturday.
Wow, happy birthday. Happy
Thank
belated
you.
birthday. Hope it was
Thank you.
nice. So we'd met when you were 72, did you say?
72. Yeah.
72. Wow. And other stuff hadn't worked.
No, wasn't 72, was it? I just turned 77 and it's 4.5 years ago.
It's about 73.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So you had, and when do you remember how old you were when you had your very first puff of a cigarette? First puff.
13.
Holy wow. So 13, first puff. You continued until you were 73. So some quick math. What's that? About 60 years.
Yeah, at least.
And then we met,
And then we met
and in 1 hour,
one
essentially,
time. Yes.
and then it stopped.
I've never had it again. Never smoked again.
You know, there's going to be some people, right, that are going to watch this video between you and they're going to figure you're an actress or you're a stooge, and this is too good to be true. Are you
Trust
an
me, I'm
actress?
not an actress. I'm a 77-year-old lady that's really happy that she quit smoking.
Awesome. What did you think of hypnosis, change work, the kind of stuff that I did with you? What did you think of that like before coming into the session? What was your general thoughts and perceptions about hypnosis?
I, to be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to work the first time. I did not. And so when it did, and I didn't go back to smoking after a day or a week or a month, I was pretty happy. Um, I don't remember you putting me under. I remember our talk before you did it, and the questions, but I don't remember going under. All I know is when I woke up, I never smoked again.
Awesome. That's
And I
amazing.
and I think you're absolutely amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think you're amazing as well. 4 years later, after you had a habit for
Yeah.
60 some odd flipping years,
Yep.
60 bloody years, and you were able sometimes people like, oh, Luke, I'm an older person, more mature person. And there's a belief that some people have that the older you are, the harder it is to change stuff that you've been doing 30, 40, 50, 60 years because you've been
Oh
doing an
yeah.
awful long time, right? So if there's people out there like you that have lived a life and who are like, oh, you know what? I can't change. I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70. I really want to quit. I know I should for my health, but I've been doing it 50, 60 years. Why bother? But they have to for their health. What would you say to those folks out there?
I would say go to Luke and get it done because you can do it. And if I can do it on one time only and never smoke for 4.5 years, I think it's a pretty good chance that you won't either. So go get it done.
Go get it done. Now, I know it was at least 4 years ago that we met. So I'll ask you if you remember, beautiful. If you don't, it's not a problem. Do you like, can you describe as much as you can remember the experience? I know that you don't quite remember the hypnosis part, but like from the moment we kind of met up and until you didn't remember, can you kind of describe that experience?
Well, the first time I called, I had to book an appointment and talk to you on the phone for half an hour, was it?
An hour.
And yeah, and you asked me all kinds of questions, and I answered your questions. And at the end of that conversation, I felt pretty confident that I was gonna quit because of your questions. Well, then when I come into to the office and we sat for 45 minutes about
Probably, yeah.
before you put me under, and we had that talk. I was very comfortable with the talk. I don't remember all the questions. I can't remember all that. I'm old. My brain's old. But anyway, then you put me under, and from there on in, here I am talking to you 4.5 years later, telling you I'm still a non-smoker.
And it always makes me happy. This is why I asked you if you wouldn't mind doing this, is catching up with people, especially like years down the line after we've done the work, right? Because sometimes there's a belief of, oh, it's placebo, or maybe it will just work for a day or a week or a month. So it's really important for me to catch up with people like you that I worked with years down the line
I
that
know.
still have that result, which is beautiful. I don't know if you can, but do you remember how you felt when we finished and you stepped out of my office?
Yeah, I was excited to think, that I had got that done. And I walked out, and my daughter said, "How are you feeling?" Because she came with me. And I said, "Really good." She says, "Do you have any cravings?" I said, "Not yet." And then a week later, she said, "Do you have any cravings?" "No, not yet." And I never ever had a craving.
And you were on 25 a day at least, minimum.
Yeah. And I never had not one craving when I stepped out of your office
That's incredible.
to now. Exactly.
So now, wow.
Yeah, 4.5 years. Well, almost 4.5 years. It'll be 5 years, November 3rd.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is that is quite spectacular.
And
Um,
for older people, if you have any health problems, it they should come and see you because continuing to smoke will only lessen their life that much more.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely. How's your heart doing now?
good. I had a shunt put in it. It was a practice run with my cardiologist, and yeah, I'm doing awesome.
It's beautiful.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
amazing to hear. When you think about life now, what are you most looking forward to?
living longer, seeing my grandchildren. I have 8 grandchildren and 4 great-grandchildren.
Wow.
So
Are any of them within the last 4 years? Are any of them new since we last met?
yes, my youngest great-grandson is 3,
Okay.
and my youngest grandchildren are twins, and they'll be 9 in June.
Amazing. Cool. Um, what would you say to people out there who are like you that have been putting off quitting smoking? They know they need to. Now, I get that like you, is it fair to say that there was a part of you, probably quite a big part, that actually enjoyed smoking on some level when you did it?
I did. I
Yeah.
did enjoy it. It was at the time a very social thing to do.
Yeah.
Now, though, it's not a social thing out there to do anymore.
A lot
And
of people, sorry, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, like it, you feel like a leper now out there smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so anybody that doesn't think they can do it, they can.
Yeah. So onto that, just to add on to that, if there are people like you out there that like they enjoy it, but they know they need to quit for their health, for their money as well, and just adding, years onto the end of their life, but they're either scared to do this thing called hypnosis, right? They're scared to quit because they're like, oh, if I quit smoking, am I going to be angry? Am I going to be mean to the people I love because I'm not smoking anymore? And they're a bit anxious about that. They're a bit anxious about hypnosis, but they know they've got to do it for their life. What would you say to those folks that are kind of on the fence?
I have only one of my 4 children that smoke, and I beg him all the time. He'll be 60 in May, and I've told him about you, and I want him to go to you. I don't know how I'm going to get him to do that, but eventually I hope I will.
Yeah, you can show them this
And
video after. But I always say that to people, right? I'm like, it's great to have raving fans out there. But what I find is like if you've got a partner or a child or a friend that knows you're coming to see me, say for quitting smoking, stopping smoking, and they're kind of watching you when we finish, when you come out, because like, did it really work? And they keep an eye on you for a couple of weeks. Did this thing work for her? Did it not work? Did she just waste her money, time? Did she get conned? Did she get scammed? Or when's she going to start smoking again? And they're just watching you. And after a couple of days, like, maybe it worked. Couple of weeks. Then after a couple of months, you don't even need to say anything because they're watching you like, holy S word, this must
mhm,
have worked. And then without having to say anything, they're like, all right, oh, I think I want some of what you had. So I always say
mhm.
when your people are there, then you give them my card. Then you tell them about me
You
because then
know
they're
what?
ready.
They can always get in touch with me if they want to know.
Beautiful.
They
Lovely.
can
And
always get in touch with me.
cool. I appreciate that. What would you say is the most important thing for you in achieving success with me in your session? So all the stuff that you can remember that we did, I know you can't remember like the ending bit, but what was the most important thing for you to actually become a non-smoker, do you think, in what we did?
What was the most important thing? Um, my health was important. Um, there's lots of things. My health, the stink of it.
Mm.
Ugh,
Ugh,
can't
even now at the
imagine.
stink, right?
I know. I can't imagine how people, give me a hug or that and smelled me. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Um,
So this video, will I be able to see it as well?
yeah, so when I like edit out the front bit just to clean it up a little bit, I'll put it up online and I'll send you a link on the Facebook. It's probably the easiest way to get you on the Facebook, I imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll send you a link and then you'll be able to watch it. Give it to the
because I
people.
want everybody else to be able to see it, all my friends
Yeah,
too.
totally. I'll send you the link and then you can just share it on your page by all means. Anything else that I forgot to ask you that you'd like to say?
Yeah, go to Luke Howard and get hypnosis to quit smoking or any other thing, habitual thing. He'll do it for you. Like I have all the faith in the world in you.
Awesome.
I'm-
Thank you so much for your time, Sharon, and agreeing to meet up after all this time and tell your story. I think it's gonna inspire a lot of people that are kind of on the fence and they know they need help, but they're like, oh, is this hypnosis? I'm an older person. Why would it work for me? I've been doing it for so long. Doesn't
yeah,
matter if you've been doing it a day or in your case, almost 60 years. If you're ready, even if you're a bit scared and a bit
yep,
anxious, it can absolutely work if you're ready. If you're not ready, nothing is going to work. Forget about it. But if you're ready,
exactly. And that's one of the things you told me in our phone call. If you're not ready, it's not going to work.
yeah. And you can be scared, a bit anxious, a bit not knowing what I'm going to do. This is all normal because you don't know what I'm going to do. Most people haven't experienced hypnosis when they're first. So that's all normal to come in with those feelings, a bit like apprehensive, but as long as the want and the desire is, but I really want, I really need to, I really want to stop smoking. As long as that's present, that's the most important thing. Um, Beautiful. Well, listen, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome, Luke, anytime.
Awesome, and stay in touch.
Now I know how to do the Zoom. You can Zoom me.
Cool. Thank you,
Have
Sharon.
have a
Al-
great day, Luke.
Always believe.